Remember 9/11? Of course you do. It was a day that changed everything. It was a day seared into our collective memory, a day of unimaginable horror and profound loss. But beyond the horror and grief, something else emerged from the ashes, a wave of conspiracy theories that would shape the years to come. The attacks were so shocking, so unprecedented, that some people struggled to accept the official narrative. They sought alternative explanations. Whispers of government cover-ups and controlled demolitions began to circulate, gaining traction among those who felt something was amiss. The internet, still in its relative infancy, became a breeding ground for these alternative explanations. It was a new frontier for the spread of ideas. Forums buzzed with speculation, fueled by fear, anger, and a deep-seated distrust of authority. This wasn't entirely new, but it felt more intense. Conspiracy theories have always existed, lurking in the shadows of history, but 9/11 felt different, more immediate, more personal. It was a global event, broadcast live on television screens around the world, uniting people in shock and sorrow. The sheer scale of the tragedy and its political ramifications created fertile ground for distrust and suspicion, a perfect storm for conspiracy theories to thrive. People craved answers, and for some, those answers lay in elaborate plots and hidden agendas. They sought meaning in the chaos. The 9/11 conspiracy theories weren't just about the attacks themselves. They were about a deeper mistrust of the world order. They tapped into a deeper sense of unease about the world, a feeling that powerful forces were working behind the scenes, manipulating events for their own benefit. This sentiment resonated with many. This sentiment, once relegated to the fringes of society, began to seep into the mainstream, influencing public discourse and opinion. The attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon marked a turning point, a moment when the world seemed to shift on its axis. They exposed the vulnerability of modern society and highlighted the power of information and misinformation in shaping public perception. The internet amplified these voices. The stage was set for a new era of conspiracy thinking, one where distrust and doubt would flourish in the digital age. The seeds planted on 9/11 would grow in the fertile soil of the internet, changing the landscape of belief forever. Fast forward to 2019, a year that began with hope and celebration. A novel coronavirus emerges in Wuhan, China, catching the world off guard. The world watches, at first with cautious curiosity, then with mounting alarm as the virus begins to spread rapidly. As the virus spreads across borders, it disrupts travel and daily life on an unprecedented scale. Leaving a trail of illness and death in its wake, the virus overwhelms healthcare systems and brings cities to a standstill. The COVID-19 pandemic wasn't just a public health crisis, it was a global emergency that affected every aspect of life. It also sparked a global information crisis, with misinformation spreading as quickly as the virus itself. As fear and uncertainty gripped the world, people began to panic, leading to scenes of empty shelves and long queues. So too did conspiracy theories, which found fertile ground in the chaos and confusion. Almost immediately, alternative narratives began to circulate about the origins of the virus, each more sensational than the last.
Was it a bioweapon engineered in a Chinese lab, as some speculated? Or a hoax perpetrated by governments to control the population, as others claimed? Or perhaps a sign of the apocalypse, as some religious groups fervently believed?
These theories, fueled by social media platforms and amplified by algorithms designed to prioritize engagement over accuracy, spread like wildfire, reaching millions in mere moments. The COVID-19 conspiracies mirrored those that emerged after 9/11 in their distrust of official narratives and their reliance on elaborate, often contradictory explanations that defied logic. However, the pandemic provided even more fertile ground for these theories to take root and flourish. The virus itself was invisible to the naked eye, its effects varied and often poorly understood, leading to widespread confusion and fear. The measures taken to combat it, lockdowns, mask mandates, social distancing, were disruptive and unsettling, adding to the sense of unease. In a time of such profound uncertainty, conspiracy theories offered a sense of control, a way to make sense of the chaos and confusion. They provided simple answers to complex problems, a way to navigate the overwhelming flood of information and misinformation. Governments around the world scrambled to respond to the pandemic. Borders slammed shut, schools and businesses closed, people were ordered to stay home to avoid contact with others. These unprecedented measures taken to slow the spread of the virus were met with a mix of fear, confusion, and resistance. The pandemic revealed deep divisions within societies, not just about the virus itself, but about the role of government, the limits of individual liberty, and the nature of truth itself. Some people readily accepted the scientific consensus and followed public health guidelines. Others viewed these measures as an infringement on their freedoms, a sign of government overreach.
This distrust of authority, already simmering beneath the surface, was exacerbated by the pandemic. Conspiracy theories flourished in this environment, offering alternative explanations for the virus and its origins, and casting doubt on the motives of those in power.
Social media played a pivotal role in the spread of COVID-19 misinformation. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube became echo chambers where conspiracy theories could flourish, unchecked by fact-checkers or traditional gatekeepers of information.
Algorithms designed to keep users engaged often prioritized sensational content, regardless of its veracity. The result was an information ecosystem flooded with false and misleading claims about the virus, its origins, and potential cures.
These claims, often presented alongside legitimate news and information, created a confusing and overwhelming environment for users struggling to make sense of the pandemic. Social media companies, facing mounting pressure to address the spread of misinformation, implemented various measures, such as labeling disputed content and removing accounts that repeatedly violated their policies.
However, these efforts often proved inadequate as misinformation continued to spread rapidly, particularly among those already predisposed to believe conspiracy theories.
The COVID-19 pandemic saw a surge in the popularity of alternative medicine and wellness gurus, many of whom peddled unproven and potentially dangerous cures for the virus. These self-proclaimed experts, often with large online followings, capitalized on fear and uncertainty, offering false hope and easy answers in a time of crisis.
Figures like Kevin Trudeau, a convicted fraudster with a long history of promoting dubious health products, gained notoriety for their claims that the virus was a hoax or that it could be cured with readily available substances like vitamins and minerals.
These claims, often lacking any scientific basis, resonated with those distrustful of mainstream medicine and eager for alternative explanations. The promotion of these unproven cures, often accompanied by conspiracy theories about the suppression of natural remedies by Big Pharma, had serious consequences.
Some people, persuaded by these claims, eschewed proven medical treatments in favor of ineffective or even harmful alternatives, putting their health and the health of others at risk.
The development of safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines was a triumph of modern science, representing years of research and collaboration across the globe. However, the rollout of these vaccines was met with significant resistance, a phenomenon that puzzled many experts and healthcare professionals. This resistance was fueled in part by a wave of misinformation that spread rapidly through various channels. Conspiracy theories circulating online played a major role in shaping public perception and creating doubt.
These theories, ranging from claims that the vaccines were ineffective or dangerous to more outlandish assertions that they contained microchips or altered people's DNA, sowed distrust and fear, making it difficult for public health messages to be heard. This led many to refuse vaccination, despite the clear benefits and the protection it offered against the virus.
Vaccine hesitancy, while not a new phenomenon, has roots in historical events and cultural beliefs. During the pandemic, it reached unprecedented levels, exacerbated by the unique circumstances of a global health crisis. The speed at which the vaccines were developed, though a scientific marvel, and the novelty of the mRNA technology used in some of the vaccines, raised concerns among the public. Additionally, the politicization of the vaccination effort created further divisions and skepticism. All these factors combined to contribute to public skepticism, making it a complex issue to address.
Conspiracy theories, amplified by social media platforms and embraced by some political leaders, exploited these anxieties, making it harder for accurate information to prevail. This further undermined trust in public health authorities, creating a significant barrier to achieving widespread vaccination.
The consequences of vaccine hesitancy were significant and far-reaching. Unvaccinated individuals were at higher risk of contracting and spreading the virus, leading to prolonged outbreaks, overwhelmed healthcare systems, and preventable deaths, putting immense strain on healthcare resources.
The pandemic highlighted the urgent need to address the root causes of vaccine hesitancy, which include misinformation, lack of trust, and political influences. To rebuild trust in science and public health institutions, a concerted effort is required from all sectors of society. It is crucial to counter the spread of misinformation effectively, ensuring that accurate and reliable information reaches the public to safeguard public health.